Here we are back at the Guru office. Welcome to day 7, the final day in Unit 1, Virtual Interactive Notebook 1, Day 7. It's a large powder blue truck, like a square body Chevy with something special in it. Everybody's always doing LS swaps, right? LS is the big thing you guys swap into your. I drive a minivan. So, right, moving on. Day 7. So the essential question for today is, did the New Deal work? The main idea is Second New Deal. The subtopics are criticism, WPA, and did it work? All right. So for criticism, the first thing I want you to write is things got better, but the Depression was still on. So the first New Deal did not fix the Depression. The unemployment rate went down. It reached its peak in 1933, and then FDR's alphabet programs came into play, and the unemployment rate did sink. I don't remember to what number. I want to say it was like below 20%, like 19%. That might be wrong. But the unemployment rate did sink, but we were still in a depression. And in fact, arguably, we would be in a depression until World War II. It was massive, massive, massive government spending, which actually almost led to bankruptcy of the country in 1943, which means we couldn't pay back our debts. That lifted us out of the Depression. So, but more on that later. Things got better, but they weren't great. So the first thing I want you to write for criticism is things got better, but they weren't great. Okay, second, I want you to write conservatives thought FDR spent too much. All right, conservatives thought FDR spent too much. They would say it didn't work because FDR spent too much government money. So that's the second thing I want you to write. The third thing I want you to write for criticism. Liberals didn't think he spent enough. They thought that the New Deal didn't work because he didn't spend enough money. So we have three things here. 1, things got better, but they weren't great. 2, conservatives thought that that the Depression didn't get resolved because FDR was spending too much money. That we would have been better off doing nothing and just letting the economy recover itself, and we wouldn't have been in so much debt. 3, liberals thought that the first New Deal didn't work because FDR didn't spend enough money. So after listening to these opinions, what do you think FDR did? Spent more money. A lot more money. So of all the second New Deal programs, the biggest, and it was in fact the biggest government program in the history of the country, was the Works Progress Administration, the WPA. Under WPA, I want you to write biggest in history. All right. So go to WPA and write biggest in history. Remember to pause if you need time. Also, for WPA, I want you to write adults built schools, hospitals, and roads where they were. So the WPA wasn't like the CCC, which sent young men off into the woods to build national parks. It generally employed people wherever they were. So we have biggest program in American history, built schools, hospitals, and roads where people were. Finally, and this is staggering, the WPA employed 20% of the country's labor force, meaning 1 in 5 Americans worked for the WPA. Gigantic organization that employed 1 in 5 Americans. So for Did It Work, I'm going to send you to 2 videos for Did It Work. Now both videos are sort of on the same side of the issue, but one of them is much more friendly to the New Deal than the other one. I think that's fair to say. We have Crash Course, and you can start Crash Course at minute 10, and it'll give you a more positive view of the New Deal. And then we have one from PragerU that'll give you a more negative view of the New Deal. Now, PragerU has gotten a lot of criticism for being conservative, but as far as I can tell, the people they have on PragerU are giving actual conservative opinions with at least a veneer of evidence. And I don't think PragerU is bad, but you might know some people who disagree with me. So I've put both of these up here to give you maybe 2 sides of the same issue. The person in PragerU is a little more academic, a little more obtuse, meaning a little harder to understand maybe, but you can kind of get the gist of it. So look at these 2 videos. For Did It Work, I want you to write your opinion after viewing those videos. So your opinion will go on the notes, but your opinion will be based on a T-chart, right? So on your output section for today, I want you to draw a T-chart like this, okay? And on the left side, I want you to write crash course, and on the right side, I want you to write PragerU, and I want you to write at least 4 points down from each video. And when you're done with this T-chart, using the information you've learned from the videos, tell me in did it work, what you think. Did the New Deal work or not? All right? So that was the entire virtual interactive notebook. I'm going to post the test on April 22nd. So I want you to turn this virtual interactive notebook in by April 22nd. Also, please remember to turn in your syllabus assignment. And when you take the test, I want you to remember that you can use this notebook on the test. So this test is open book. Remember not to cheat. I don't want you sending pictures of the test to each other or anything like that. If I find out that's happened, then you've cheated and you can fail the course that way. So don't do that. And I know most of you wouldn't, but a couple of you maybe need to hear that. Again, if there's something that's going on in your life that's so difficult that becomes an attractive option for you, go ahead and contact me and we can work something out. We're here for you, all right? Let's just do it the right way, okay? All right, I miss hanging out with you guys, and I will see you for Unit 2. Good luck to y'all. Bye.